Hey everyone, welcome to my studio. Today we're doing something a little different and we're cleaning. But it's not just about dusting and tidying and cleaning up the piles of art supplies off of my floor, but we're going to talk about the connection between our creative spaces, our mental health, and how a little body doubling can go a long way. Let's be real. Sometimes life gets messy, and when our minds are cluttered, it often spills over into our physical spaces. Maybe you're dealing with stress, anxiety, or just feeling overwhelmed. This pile of art supplies, the piles of half finished projects and random junk, it happens to the best of us. The key is to recognize when that mess is starting to affect your mood and your creativity. For me, it's when I can't find what I need or when the clutter starts to feel oppressive. I start to notice that I am falling over things, that I can't find things, and that I'm getting more and more frustrated inside of my creative space. We often hear that a messy space is a sign of a creative mind, and sometimes that's true. A little chaos can be inspiring, but there's a difference between a productive mess and a paralyzing one. When the mess is so big that it blocks your creative flow, it's time for a change. So that brings me to body doubling. Body doubling is something that I discovered a few years back during the pandemic, where people were just recording themselves doing things that other people found hard to do or they found hard to do alone. And so, body doubling is the idea of just having someone else present. And even if it's on the computer or virtually, it can help us focus and get things done. So, I want you to think of me as your cleaning buddy today. And let's start small. So I'm not even going to finish my whole space today. I'm just going to work on my floor. A lot of times I'll try to get into cleaning my entire studio top to bottom, and then I get really burnt out and it just doesn't end up really feeling great. So we're going to just go with the floor for now. And you can even start smaller and start with just one pile, one little corner. Just choose an area and put on music if you want to mute me, if you've already watched this, or put on a podcast, or just listen to me chat while you're simultaneously tidying up a space of your choice. During this process, don't be afraid to let go of things that no longer serve you. Donate, recycle, or toss items that are just taking up space that you've moved a million times. It's really freeing. And remembering that this doesn't have to be a perfect process. The goal isn't a sterile, magazine-worthy studio. It's about creating a space that supports your creativity and your mental well-being. And maybe you just need a designated messy space for your ongoing projects. Maybe it's okay to have one corner of your studio be a bit more messy. And maybe a system for keeping track of your supplies would help, or more shelving. But just experiment with what you find works for you. And eventually that will work. You're going to move your studio a million times. You're going to switch things around a million times. You're going to clean a million times. That's the reality of what we don't see when we're looking at people's studios online or in magazines. We just don't see those in-between moments. And this right here is an in-between moment. The most important thing is to just be intentional about your space. Check in with yourself regularly about your space, how you're feeling about your space, what you might need to adjust. A lot of times I set myself up and have my supplies in a certain way and I realize, okay, this isn't working, and then I have to change it up. And so recently I've been putting a lot of my paint in these carts and seeing how I feel about that. And these rolling carts are proving to be my kind of shelf-free solution since my studio is mostly windows. And I've tried other rooms in the house to keep art supplies. I'm moving to a basement art supply situation where I'm going to try to have this just be my painting zone. And then downstairs in the basement will be where I keep my paint and like my canvases and things like that. But I don't know if that's going to work. So we will see. It's often trial and error. I've been in this house for almost 5 years now, and I still have not configured my spaces to the way that works best for me. I still get very stressed in my space. But I have accepted that is just part of the journey of getting to where I want to be. Now, for the next 3 to 5 minutes, I want you to just do a little micro cleanup. So if you are not already cleaning while watching this video, I want you to take the next 3 to 5 minutes of me not talking, and together, let's put some finishing touches on an area that we've been wanting to clean up together. Put on some music, dance around if you need to, drink some water, have a snack, and let's clean. Okay, so let's check in and see how we're feeling about the last 5 minutes of focused cleaning. Do you feel like you got enough cleaned? Do you feel like you want to keep going? Do you feel like that was enough? Just honor wherever you are now in the cleaning process. Don't feel like you have to push yourself any further. The idea is to build the habit of cleaning before trying to optimize the habit of cleaning. So if we can get more consistent about how we clean our creative spaces, then we can better clean our creative spaces. Thanks for cleaning with me today, and I hope that this body doubling session helped you feel motivated and less alone in tackling your creative space. Remember to be kind to yourself. Progress over perfection. Let's see my space before this cleaning session and now. Much better. If you have any tips or experiences on cleaning your creative space, leave them below.